Good evening, and welcome to Totally Unbiased News, where we report the news without bias, mostly. I'm Kimberly, your guide through today's chaos, and by chaos, I mean the part of the world that refuses to check itself. Let's start with the conservative media civil war. Yes, the one starring Tucker Carlson, Megyn Kelly, and Ben Shapiro. Carlson hosted Nick Fuentes on his show, sparking outrage because apparently asking hard questions now comes with mandatory ethics exams. Megyn Kelly said Carlson was reckless. Carlson said Megyn Kelly was scared, and Ben Shapiro just yelled, "Intellectual coward," into the void. Basically, it's like the Real Housewives of cable news, except instead of diamonds and dinner parties, it's ideology and passive-aggressive tweets. So here's the breakdown. Carlson says, "I'm just asking questions." Kelly says, "Carlson's dangerous." Shapiro says, "Why are you letting him do this?" And the real winner? Podcast platforms, which are now rolling in cash while we all scream into our headphones. If you are hoping for civil debate, well, you probably also hope your cat doesn't judge you for eating that whole pint of ice cream. Neither is happening tonight. And let's be honest, this feud is proof that conservative media is just a group project where everyone refuses to do the work but still demands an A+. Meanwhile, in Washington, the U.S. government shutdown saga continues. And by continues, I mean it finally ended after 43 days. 43 days! That's longer than most relationships, college semesters, and my last attempt at a juice cleanse. Here's how it went. October, Democrats said this is Trump's shutdown. November, Democrats voted to reopen the government. Suddenly, it's their shutdown and also somehow not their shutdown. Republicans naturally claimed victory the whole time, even though victory apparently means we opened the government that we blamed Democrats for closing. So basically, both parties played the classic game of blame, then claim credit, then blame again. And the American public got to watch like we were all extras in a really bad sitcom. I haven't seen plot twists like this since my last attempt at online dating. In other words, October, Democrats were heroes. November, they were negotiators. While Republicans in October were villains, and in November they were champions. And we're all just here wondering if they kept score on a whiteboard somewhere labeled World's Longest Political Whiplash. Spoiler alert, they did. Also, Americans now know that in politics, compromise really means we all lose, but one side gets to take the Instagram photo. So, what did we learn tonight? One, conservative media is basically professional wrestling, except nobody's leaving with a belt, just bruised egos. Congress has mastered the art of acting like heroes and villains simultaneously. And finally, that totally unbiased news is really just a polite way of saying, I'll make fun of everyone so I don't get sued. Also, if you thought politics was about solving problems, congratulations! You just discovered the Fantasy League version. And that's your totally unbiased news for tonight. I'm Kimberly, reminding you to check your assumptions, question your sources, and never ever trust anyone who says they're completely unbiased, especially if they have a camera pointed at them. Good night. Stay sarcastic, and we'll see you next time.